Hello, Taurus. This is your June love reading. I already have the cards laid out because I shuffle for a really long time. And I know you're not interested in watching me shuffle for 15 or 20 minutes. So I started cutting that out of my videos. These cards here have no inherent meanings. So as I'm going through the reading, you won't hear me say what they mean. This is your partner's energy. This is your energy. And then this is the energy of the relationship. Now, mind you, these energies are ahead. This is the month of June. I'm posting this the end of May. Remember that your energy can be a little bit ahead or a little bit behind or right on point. So some of you cannot feel these energies because these haven't played out yet. Some people are feeling them now, early. And then some people, they won't feel them till the second week of June. It just depends on where your energy is, because energy moves at its own pace for different people depending on how you're getting your lessons and how you're going through your life. So if this doesn't resonate with you, they can't resonate for every single person either. That's just, there's so many people and so many energies in the world. I'm taking the biggest energies and reading those. If it doesn't resonate for you, please check out your moon and rising signs, as I'm sure they will. Okay, let's go. So for your partner, we have the Wisdom card. We have Patience and Planning. And I don't say what these second cards mean because they don't have inherent meanings. They're interpreted through the spirit, which is the way I operate as an intuitive. And then we have Emotional Withdrawal. So what I'm seeing from this is that your partner is coming into wisdom that it's like they're starting to realize that maybe something bigger than them is at play in the relationship and in the connection that maybe they didn't realize before. And they're realizing that something deeper may be going on. Oh, the overall energy. I'm sorry, really quickly. The overall energy is power, which is good. Now, they are in a place, they're kind of going within themselves right now to kind of figure out their next move. They're in a planning place, thinking about what their next move is going to be in light of this new wisdom that they've come into about there being a bigger, destiny playing out, or there being something bigger than them at play here. And it's causing them to really think a lot. They're thinking a lot about their actions within the relationship. And they're just, realizing a lot of things. And they're planning, how they're going to be able, what they can do with this. What are they going to do with this new knowledge? What can they do with this? And they're going within themselves to try to figure out how they can have a new beginning with you. How can they move on and release the past? And they're kind of going within themselves to figure that out. That's a lot of the planning. They're really in a planning place of how can they, how can there be a new beginning? How can you go forward from here? And what I have for you is shadow, deception and envy, and mental conflict. Okay, got a lot going on here, Taurus. Now, what I'm seeing for this is that you're coming up against a shadow. And this is how. As they're coming into their awareness that destiny is at play, you're kind of in a place now of feeling like you find peace without them. Because of everything that's happened before, you're feeling like you're finding peace without them. Like you found peace without them. So then it's like they're coming to this awareness, but you're kind of like, so what? You're kind of tired of it. You're kind of over it. And you're kind of like, well, whoop-de-doo, good for you. And you're not seeing things clearly within this relationship. You're not seeing the possibilities. They're thinking about how can you move forward in a positive way. And you're kind of like, whatever. You've done enough. Thanks, but no thanks. And then I'm seeing that with the deception and envy, you're deceiving yourselves with all of your contemplation. So what's happened is you've analyzed this situation to death. You've analyzed the situation to death, and you've come to some conclusions that has helped you to feel more peace without them. But you've created this whole thing in your head to give yourself the ability to be at peace without them. That's like what you've been fighting for. Is to like get over whatever anguish you were feeling that you felt was due to them. But this is where the shadow comes in at. The anguish that you were feeling was due to yourself. Your own way of looking at things. Your own way of dealing with this relationship based on your past experiences. You were trapped by your own mind. And you blame them for it. Now then I'm seeing some mental conflict. And what I'm seeing from that is you're having mental conflict because you didn't feel nurtured and supported by them when you needed it. And so because you didn't feel nurtured and supported by them when you needed it, you got into your head about, you analyzed the situation to death, and then you felt that you found peace without them. And you feel like you've been feeling better because you haven't been thinking about them so much. And that's making you feel like the peace is coming from being without them. So then you're like, whatever. But that's a shadow, and that's a deception in your mind, because the peace that you're feeling is because of you coming into more of your power and dealing with some of your own attachment issues. And finding some security within yourself to where you don't need them in the same way for your support. But instead, you have this whole shadow and deception going in your mind where you're still attributing it to them. Now, what I'm seeing crowning your relationship is heartache and loss. They're contributing foundations and achievements, and you're contributing temptation. Now, what this shows me is that both of you are hurt. They haven't just hurt you, you've hurt them. And you're both feeling pain over the distance that's been between you. You're both feeling some heartache about that. But they're in a place of trying to figure out how they can move forward with you in a positive way, and they're feeling the possibilities because now they're having the wisdom that there's more at play here than what they thought. This is deeper than what they thought. And so as they're doing that, you're kind of resisting all of it, like whatever, talk to the hand. That's kind of your attitude towards it. It's like, I'm not trying to hear it. Now you want to try to think about how we can move forward. It's been too much. And that's kind of how you're feeling. But the overall energy is power. So this is actually helping both of you come into your own power. They're coming into their power by accepting the relationship for what it is. Accepting the connection, accepting that there's something bigger at play than them. And then you're coming into your power by not attributing your own shadows and the things you have going on in your mind all to them. Because what happened is you were coming up against a shadow. So a lot of what they made you feel, that you feel was them making you feel a certain way, was feelings that you already had within you. And you kind of projected some of that onto them. And so you're coming into your power by coming up against this shadow. And it's really them coming into this wisdom about there being something more at play that kind of really pushes you up against the shadow. Because as you're feeling their energy and feeling them come around and kind of, take things a little more seriously, that's what really pushes you up against your shadow. Because at that moment when they're doing that, now you have to look back because you were feeling like you had peace without them. And then here they are. So they kind of push that energy up to the surface. And so then as they're planning and contemplating how they could possibly move forward, when they're doing that, you're feeling that, and you're in the energy of deceiving yourself by thinking over and over analyzing the relationship to death. Like you're literally, thinking through so many scenarios and situations, and that's what's causing you to be like, no, talk to the hand, after all of this. And then as they're going within themselves to figure out how they can have a new beginning, you're having mental conflict because you're feeling like, well, you didn't support me when I needed you the most. So now I'm going to pull a last word of advice from the Romance Angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. And we're going to take a look at what the overall message is here. One last word of advice. But this whole month is playing out the way that it is for you both to come into your own power. That's why this month is going the way that it's going for the month of June. So that's important for you to know that, because everything is always serving you. Free yourself. Oh my goodness. Yes. That is the best word of advice. Free yourself. It's time to take back control of your life. Could it be time to get back in your power? Possibly. So that's exactly, and that's the overall energy, was power. And then the overall word of advice was it's time to take back control of your life. So this month is happening for both of you to free yourselves. They free themselves when they stop trying to be in control of everything and realizing that even if they don't understand it, even if they don't know, there's something bigger at play. There's destiny unfolding. And the more that they realize that, the more free they feel, because they're not feeling so responsible for every little thing and having to know and think through every little aspect of the relationship. And then as you free yourself, you're freeing yourself from these illusions in your mind and projecting onto them your own shadows. So this month is about both of you getting free and getting into your power. So that is going to be the purpose of everything that happens in the month of June. And that's what's important for you to understand, because as I'm looking at these energies, these are tricky energies, Taurus, okay? So you may not be you're feeling some kind of way. You're going through some things with this relationship. And I think that it's very helpful for you to understand why, so that you realize that the relationship is bigger than just the two of you. There's bigger things at play. There's reasons that things happen that are for us to get certain things that we need within ourselves. And sometimes relationships are the best way for that to happen. Okay? So that is your love reading, Taurus, for the month of June. I really hope that it was beneficial. If it was, right now, can you go ahead and give me a thumbs up? I would really, really, really appreciate that. And subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you. You'll get notified of when I post new videos. And if this was not helpful for you, let me tell you, I'm so sorry. I really wish that this could be for every single person. But there's too many energies and too many people for, this to resonate with every single solitary person. So let me say to you, you do have the option of doing a personal reading where I can look at your specific situation. And that's in the description box below. And check out your moon and rising signs, as I'm sure that those will resonate with you. And like I said, if you want a personal reading, the link is there for that. I truly read on anything, whether it's medical readings, on the root causes of, things that you need to know that will help you with illnesses that you have, the root causes energetically. Whether it's decisions, what happens if one decision or another, how each one will play out. Which will help you to choose the one that's best for you. So really and truly, I can read on anything. So if you want a personal reading, please be sure to click on the link in the description box and schedule your reading. But I thank you so much for all of your views, all of your comments, all of your support, your subscribing. I really appreciate you. And I hope that you have a fabulous June. And I'll see you next month, Taurus. Bye-bye.